All right. It is November the 7th, 2023. It is now 1:49 p.m. We are out of executive session. Out of executive session. There was no action or final decision that was taken while the board was in executive session. We are back in open. All right, Megan, I will turn the floor back to you.
Time I will entertain any questions, motions, or anything else relating to items 8.2 and 8.3.
Prior to voting, I'd like to recuse myself from items 56. Pharmacy.
So those are lines 56 and 57 of the pharmacies and pharmacists chart.
Now I also need to recuse myself
From lines 56
and 57 of the pharmacies and pharmacists.
So we will note that Lori Hickey and Jenny Yoakum have recused themselves from lines 56 and 57 of the pharmacies and pharmacists chart.
All right.
Do you still need a motion to approve?
I need a motion to approve.
Go ahead, make a motion to approve the proposed agreed board orders as stated in the agenda.
Second. I have a motion from Daniel and a second from Donnie. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Need a second motion on the proposed media plans? Or is that covered?
I think it was covered because we did H.2 and H.3 together.
Yeah, we did this one too.
Okay, that's okay. That was my intent. Just want to make sure.
All right, I would like to thank Jenny and Ian for, in the absence of our ED, helping with the agreed executive orders and all of the work that went with that. So I really appreciate that. All right, that takes us to I on the agenda, which is our miscellaneous. I would like to at this time ask, are there any things that we need to have placed on the February 6th, 2024 board meeting agenda? Seeing none. We do have a recap of agency activities, and I'll start with Megan. You want to give us a little recap of Multigon?
Sure. So last month I went to Multigon in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was very pretty. The leaves were starting to change. But it was really nice to get together with, some of the southern state boards. I think we have a lot of commonalities there, and it's just a little bit of a smaller group, and only, board staff and board executives are there, so we can talk a little bit more freely. There were emerging trends that we were able to discuss. We talked about the X waivers and some of the ways that we track data, which is how I know about the complaints done. And it's also just nice to get there and see people in person and just share experiences and kind of keep those connections going. So I really enjoyed it. There was also a really good discussion on mental health and moral trauma and those sorts of things. I think is in the forefront of a lot of people's minds following this pandemic.
Yeah, it's always a great meeting because it's a lot more relaxed and a lot more sharing of ideas. Similarly, District 6, 7, and 8 were just held in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and Bradley Miller, Donnie Lewis, and myself attended. A lot of the same topics. Lenora Newcomb's presidential platform is on well-being, and so there was a great deal of discussion about that and stress levels. The SCASA came up with the supply chain, and it's good that our inspectors and compliance officers have gone through training, and it made me feel like we were really on a good place to be prepared for that. There were also discussions because the colleges of pharmacy are there. as far as enrollment, the potential of pharmacist shortages, as they believe that there are about 1,000 students less than what is needed for attrition, as well as, new jobs. And so there was a lot of discussion along those lines. Bradley, Donnie, anything I missed on that?
No, I mean, one of the takeaways was, the state of pharmacy in this country is changing quite a bit. And to me, it's interesting with less students in these enrolling schools. Some of the students are not pursuing their degrees even. And so I don't know, it's an interesting time. So I think if you know pharmacists, encourage them, if you know people in colleges going to pharmacy school, get involved. Because, they're going to need some supply chain is what they call that. And it's labor supply chain. Because they'll be short in about 5 years, they were saying. That was what the projection was.
We did, there was the last segment was on like collaborative practice and prescriptive authority and stuff. So it was a really well balanced, I thought it jumped out. And then the last meeting that was just occurred was John and Megan and Iman all attended. So Iman, you come forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. This past weekend, Megan Holloway, John Griffith, and I attended the ASPL Developments in Pharmacy Law Seminar, which was held just down the road in San Antonio this year. The ASPL seminar provided us with insightful analysis into several contemporary pharmacy law issues, including regulatory changes for naloxone and fentanyl test strips, recent developments in pharmacist prescriptive authority, a regulatory overview of infusion pharmacy services, pros and cons of adopting a standard of care model of pharmacy regulation, and the role of corresponding responsibility in several recent DEA enforcement actions, just to name a few. Additionally, the ASPL seminar provided us with the opportunity to network and socialize with several people that are important to the practice of pharmacy and the regulation of pharmacy, and maintaining those professional relationships is key to what we do and enabling us to function efficiently and promulgate good regulation. And that includes connecting with legal staff from other state boards, industry representatives, federal regulators, college faculty, law firms specializing in pharmacy regulation, as well as private consultants. The conference was well organized, featured highly respected presenters, provides helpful reference material to board staff, and qualifies for both pharmacist and attorney continuing education credit. So thank you all for the opportunity to attend the seminar, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for everyone?
Do you all go to, like, this is an annual seminar?
Yes,
Do you all go to it every year?
we try to send people every year, but it's usually 2 attorneys and the executive director, I believe.
We switch it out. So like last year I didn't attend, but Mary Martha took my place. And so we try to make sure the attorneys attend. Sometimes the executive director attends and sometimes just the attorneys go, but we try to make sure everybody kind of gets an opportunity to go if they are in the legal sphere.
Well, thank you all for taking the time to do that. Yes, that's fantastic.
It was fun.
That's good. Fun at work is good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I should also note, and I didn't have it in there, but Donna and I both sat on a task force for NADP on wellness and pharmacies. Jeannie Wagner, one of our previous board presidents, led that task force. So we did that, and that was fun. So that's a good one. That's a really good task force.
Will we see anything from that?
They will have a final report that goes out. You know, one of the things from task force is that we can't discuss it until it goes through the NBC executive session or executive committee, and then once it goes through the executive committee, they will have a full report that's publicized. I think you were named to the task force
Monday.
Monday. All right.
I should think.
And which one? Technician, so we'll have that to look forward to as well. And speaking of NABC, I will remind everybody that NABC May 2024 is in Fort Worth. So it will be a good opportunity for us all to be there for that. We do have informal conferences coming up on November the 16th, December the 5th and 7th, January the 9th and 11th, and then February the 6th. And of course, our next board meeting is February. Due to the fact that there are 4 of us up for reappointment, but Lori is not seeking reappointment, and there's a good possibility that we will have appointments before February. I want to publicly thank you for everything that you've done. It might be, we'll just tell them every time.
Thank you all.
Every time.
Thank you all.
So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Lori has made a motion to adjourn, seconded by Donnie. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, I say that this meeting is officially adjourned, and as of such,
Exactly.
I'm going to lift up